I walk into the courtroom, and the first thing that hits me isn't justice, it's perfume. Expensive perfume mixed with the kind of arrogance money creates when nobody has ever told someone no in their entire life. I've sat on this bench for years, long enough to recognize every kind of liar the moment they open their mouth. I've seen scammers fake tears, rich men fake innocence, and desperate people make terrible decisions because life backed them into a corner. But nothing irritates me faster than wealthy people who think their bank balance makes them untouchable. I sit down slowly, adjust my lace collar, and take the file Bird hands me. He gives me that look, the one that says this case is about to become a circus. Wonderful. Just what I needed. On my left stands Elias Thorne, a landscape architect. He looks exhausted, but honest. His suit is old, slightly worn around the sleeves, but it's clean and pressed properly. The man clearly works for a living. He's suing for $5,000, the maximum allowed in small claims court, for unpaid labor after building a luxury Zen garden for the Sterling estate. Then there's the defendant, Victoria Sterling, dripping in diamonds, dressed like she's attending a fashion show instead of court. Her hair is sculpted so perfectly it probably took 3 people and a can of industrial glue to hold it in place. She's staring at Mr. Thorne with the kind of disgust usually reserved for gum stuck to the bottom of a shoe. Standing behind her is a lawyer wearing a suit expensive enough to pay someone's college tuition. That already tells me everything I need to know. These people didn't come here for justice. They came for control. Mr. Thorne, I begin calmly. You claim you completed the landscaping project exactly as agreed, but Mrs. Sterling refused to pay the remaining balance. Correct? Yes, Your Honor, he says carefully. The final invoice was never paid. And why not? I ask. He hesitates slightly. She claimed the energy of the garden felt spiritually wrong. I blink once, then twice. The energy? I repeat slowly. Yes, Your Honor. I lean back in my chair and look toward Victoria Sterling, who isn't even listening. She's busy inspecting her manicure under the courtroom lights. Mrs. Sterling, I bark sharply. Her head snaps upward immediately. Good. Look at me when I'm speaking to you. This isn't a luxury spa. It's a courtroom. She exhales dramatically like I'm wasting precious seconds of her glamorous life. My assistant signed whatever paperwork he brought, she says dismissively. But the man is a fraud. He promised tranquility and balance. Instead, my entire property feels hostile. I stare at her. You're telling me you refuse to pay a contractor because your backyard is bad vibes? A few people in the gallery laugh quietly. Victoria narrows her eyes. You wouldn't understand. No, I reply sharply. I understand perfectly. You hired someone to do work, he completed the work, and now you don't want to pay him. Bird hands me the photographs of the garden. And honestly, the place looks stunning. Beautiful stonework. Exotic trees. Flowing water features. It looks like the kind of backyard billionaires brag about in magazine interviews. I flip to the before pictures. It was basically a dirt patch. This looks like excellent work, I say, tossing the photos down. So what exactly is the issue? Victoria leans forward dramatically. He insulted me. I pause. I'm sorry. He questioned where I wanted my meditation bench placed, she says angrily. He's staff. Staff doesn't tell me what to do. I feel my patience evaporating instantly. Staff, I repeat coldly. Mrs. Sterling, you hired him for professional expertise, not personal obedience. Mr. Thorne clears his throat nervously. The bench was placed on unstable ground, Your Honor. I explained it needed support underneath, or it could tip over. Victoria suddenly explodes. He sabotaged it, she screams. The sound echoes through the courtroom. I slam my hand onto the bench so hard even Bird jumps slightly. Enough! Silence crashes down instantly. You do not scream in my courtroom, I snap. This isn't reality television. Her lawyer finally stands. Your Honor, perhaps we should. Sit down. I interrupt immediately. You're decorative in here. Nothing more. The audience snickers. Victoria folds her arms tightly. My husband's company built half this city, she says proudly. People like Mr. Thorne should feel honored working for us. I lean back slowly and stare at her over my glasses. Honored. I repeat. Lady, honor doesn't pay invoices. Honor doesn't buy landscaping materials. Honor doesn't cover payroll. I tap the contract with my pen. You owe this man $5,000. I'm not paying him. The room goes quiet. Then I smile slightly. Not a warm smile. The kind sharks probably make before attacking. Mrs. Sterling, I say calmly, you picked the wrong judge for this performance. That's when she stands up. Actually stands up and walks toward the bench like she owns the courtroom. Bird immediately moves closer. Victoria leans forward, lowering her voice. Listen carefully, Judy, she hisses. My husband owns banks, developers, and half the politicians in this city. I could burn $5,000 in my fireplace without noticing. But I don't appreciate being disrespected by a woman in a cheap lace collar. The courtroom goes completely silent. Then she says the dumbest thing possible. I own this city, she whispers. I own the ground you're sitting on. I own you. Bird takes a step forward, but I raise my hand slightly to stop him. Because now I'm interested. I stare directly into her eyes. You own me? I ask softly. She smirks confidently. One phone call, and your little television show disappears. I slowly pick up my gavel. Mrs. Sterling, I say calmly, you just made a very serious mistake. She crosses her arms proudly. You know what money can't buy? I continue. What? The truth. The room is dead silent. And the truth is, I say, you're a bully. I've spent my entire career dealing with bullies, and I never lose. Bird smirks slightly beside me. Victoria looks stunned that someone is actually speaking to her this way. Her lawyer jumps in again nervously. Your Honor, my client is under stress. I don't care if she's under hypnosis, I snap. She threatened the court. Victoria rolls her eyes dramatically. This is ridiculous. No, I fire back instantly. You know what's ridiculous? A grown woman refusing to pay a hard-working man because her crystals stopped glowing. The audience bursts into laughter. Victoria's face turns bright red. I am a Sterling, she screams. I don't care if you're the Queen of England, I shout back. You signed a contract. He completed the work. You pay him. Mr. Thorne quietly explains how she demanded a 3-ton boulder be moved 6 inches because she claimed it was spiritually staring at her. At that point, even I almost laugh. Victoria points at me furiously. You hate successful people. I shake my head slowly. No, Mrs. Sterling. I hate arrogant people who think money places them above the law. Then she reaches into her designer handbag and pulls out a gold-plated phone. I'm calling Richard, she says coldly. You're finished. Bird, I say calmly. Bird immediately steps beside her. Put the phone away, ma'am. Don't touch me, she shrieks. I don't care if that dress was sewn by angels, I snap. Put the phone down before you spend the night in a jail cell. She freezes. For the first time all day, real fear crosses her face. Slowly, she lowers the phone. I stare at her for another long second before picking up my pen. Judgment for the plaintiff. I announce clearly. $5,000 in full. Victoria explodes. You can't do this. Oh, I absolutely can, I reply coldly. And if you threaten this court one more time, I'll hold you in contempt. You'll regret this, she screams. Wrong answer. I lean forward slowly. Bird, I say. Bird immediately moves toward her. The courtroom gasps as Victoria Sterling begins screaming while being escorted toward the holding cell. Her lawyer looks horrified. Mr. Thorne looks like he can't believe what he's watching. And me? I calmly adjust my lace collar. Then I look at Elias Thorne. Next time, I tell him, get half the money up front. And if rich people start talking about bad energy, run. Then I raise the gavel. Case closed. Whack!